Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Having your game on autopilot. And this was requested by Afi King of, the dominance mindset, right? My nephew, right? So, I had to do it for family, right? But check it out, right? Having your game on autopilot. You know what? Now, the people on here who are familiar with Dragon Ball Z, right? Y'all remember back during the Cell Game saga when Goku and Gohan, they went full power, Super Saiyan. Basically, they were Super Saiyan all the time. They didn't have to change up. Like they were to the point where they just walking around already in that mode. That's how your game has to be. That's how your game has to be. Basically, it can't be something where you turn it on and off, right? You see, a lot of people turn it on and off. Like they might say, you know what, I'm going to go approach a bunch of women on the street today, so they turn it on. But then, when they're at work or something, it's turned off. What you have to have is that type of aura that's going to constantly draw women to you no matter what you're doing. And in fact, that's actually something I specialize in, because my thing is, you don't want to be in a situation where you always have to think about techniques or what you're going to do, strategize or whatnot. That takes up too much energy. And by the time you think of the right thing, the woman done walked off. Or that dude who ain't doing all that done swooped in, hollered at her, and he about to go blow her back out or something, right? No, you got to be to the point where you are in that mode all the time. Now, something Afi King talks about, in which I'm very big on as well, is the whole concept of having the right bait. And the right bait means, okay, what is it about you that draws the woman to you? Now, as people who follow me know, my main thing is the body game. And then you enhance the body game with your personal style. You want the woman looking at you, coming towards you. And that's even if you going to the grocery store or something, you going to the gas station or something, you want to be sharp. I still never forget this one woman who told me she saw this guy at a gas station and his aura was so on point that she had to sit down. See, that thing aura is not just a metaphysical thing, but it's the image that you present. Your bait is always on point. Right? And the bait is important. Now, you might have the best mouthpiece in the world. You might have a hella mouthpiece, and you got some cats who do have, once they talk to that woman, it's all over. But a lot of times when you out and about, one, you might not see that woman. She might be in a position where she see you, but you don't see her. Two, even getting to her. You see her across the parking lot or something, it might be hard to get over there. But if your bait is right, shoot, she gonna come over to where you at. She gonna find a reason, right? So you want to have that on autopilot. Now that's the first part of it. The second part, I always tell guys, they ask me what to do. I say you want to say hi to at least 3 women a day. I think my man, Mr. Lucario, might say 5. I think I heard him say 5. He can, brother, correct me if I'm wrong if you said that, but that's the right thing. Reason why, though, whatever number you choose, you can choose a number. You could say, you know what, you're going to speak to 20 women a day. That's cool. Whatever you choose. But the reason why you're doing that, you're not approaching them, but you want to get to the point that if that woman, you got the bait, right? So when she comes into your orbit, when you pull her, because you're like the sun. That's why, like the old school player would say, pull her, right? So when you pull her over to you, you ready. See, sometimes a dude might have a good bait, but then as soon as that woman get into his orbit, he's like, he can't talk. And then she say that like thing that women say. He was all right till he opened his mouth, all right? But you want to be so natural. I'm going to tell you what. You want to be able to speak to them all the time. That's why you practice. But you want to be so natural that you can be out somewhere. You can be sweaty and a woman trying to holler and you just talk like you ain't even thinking about it. Ain't no strategy. It just comes naturally. It flows like water. Right? In fact, if I had to describe my conversation style, it flows like water. Like I don't think about it. I don't be like, okay, well, she's a HB8 and she's wearing like these type of shoes and all that. I don't be doing all that. They come close and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And they like, how you doing? We flowing from there, right? Like one time, like my favorite was when I was moving. I was moving all this furniture and all of this, and my ass was grimy. I was sweaty. I went into this grocery store. Women were losing their damn minds. All right. Now, the furthest thing I'm thinking about is trying to holler at anybody. That's the furthest thing I'm thinking about. Yet these women are coming into my orbit, but it was natural. It was natural. And see, another thing you need to have it. You need to always be at the ready because you never know. You never know. Like, when I was working in downtown DC, I always had to take the bus or, the train to work. Y'all would be surprised how many women I met at a subway stop, a bus stop, wherever. Like, I mean, to me, that was like a pickup spot. It was like a pickup spot. I would meet so many women just in weird places. Like, I might meet them at a newsstand or something. Right? Wait, I gotta tell a story. There was this woman, right? She's somebody I met at a newsstand, right? And she was a white woman, right? A white woman, real fine and everything, real friendly and stuff, right? This woman, she actually had a paper. She had a paper with diagrams. And she was able to break down scientifically why a black man's dick was better than a white man's dick. After she presented that thing to me and this dude that worked at the store, this cool brother, may rest in peace, right? After she presented that shit to us, right? After she presented that shit to us, both me and him, he was actually working at the newsstand. He had to take a break. We both walked across the street, sat on opposite ends of a bench and was talking to ourselves because what she showed us blew our mind. I mean, she broke that thing down scientifically. I had this shit. To this day, I talk to myself. I say, she broke that shit down scientifically. She had measurements and everything. I was like, but my point with all of that, that's how I just met her randomly. See, one thing, a lot of dudes always ask, where can I meet a woman? Where can I meet? But like one of my inner circles said, look, man, you can meet them in any place. You can meet them at airports. You can meet them at a Target. You can meet them at a festival, right? The thing to understand is you always have to be ready, but the best way to be ready is not to think about it, but you want to develop yourself where it's a natural flow. So you always want to be in your best shape. You always want, even if you going like casually to the grocery store, you can still have on a matching t-shirt and pants, right? Some nice shoes, right? You can always have that, right? Like a few weeks ago, I did a spontaneous interview with a dude in my neighborhood, Stan. Some of y'all might remember that. Every time I see Stan, I don't think I've seen Stan in the same jacket like 2 days, like 2 times twice. I don't think seriously, that dude is fly just going to the damn store. Stan is fly, but he's always at the ready though. Cause just sitting there just that time I took that video, that dude hollered at 3 women. Just casually, just walking by. He hollered at him, but he was at the ready. That's how you have to be. It's just on autopilot. There ain't no shift over or you got to do some ritual or something. You got to do it where basically you in that Super Saiyan mode like all the time. Like you could wake up, you could be taking a nap. And I actually had a woman holler at me one time. It was on a job I was on. I was taking a nap and she was trying to holler. So it's like no matter what. You put that thing in and you just got to be at the ready. So it's basically had the bait right and just really focus on getting comfortable talking to a woman at any time, any place, because you never know where it's going to come. And like what I said about the bus, I've met women I'd be sitting in a seat, a woman come sit right there next to me and be like boom, boom, boom. Literally boom, boom, boom. So anyway, right, that's all I got for y'all. I do this for my man, Afi King. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.